Greetings. Welcome back to the second episode of our insurance series. This is KV Pringraj, who will be carrying forward the conversation that we had in the first series. In the first session, we understood why insurance matters. Today, we move from awareness to action, how to choose the right policy. For a first time buyer, insurance can feel confusing. Premiums, riders, exclusions, waiting period, claim settlement ratios, and online comparisons, which can make decisions overwhelming. To guide us through this, we once again have Mr. Hemang Jangla, the catalyst for financial awareness. Hemang Jangla is an investment banker, insurance entrepreneur, mentor, speaker, reader, and social worker. With over 35 years' experience in merchant banking and investment banking, he has advised on capital markets, restructuring, corporate finance, IPOs, and strategic investments. In 2005, he founded Havemoreinsurance Private Limited, an IRDA licensed insurance broking company working across life and non-life insurance. An alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, Hemang is known as a catalyst, someone who sparks curiosity, awareness, action, and change. Deeply involved in social and community initiatives, he believes strongly in uplifting those at the bottom of society. His guiding belief is simple but powerful. Never give up until your goal is achieved. Welcome, Hemang, to this episode.
Thank you very much, and again, thank you very much for having me again in next sort of demystify the insurance jargon.
In the first episode, we understood why insurance matters. Now, as a catalyst for financial awareness, where should a first timer begin when choosing the right policy?
Very right question, and I think this question had popped up with most of the people when they go for the typically health insurance, because as we discussed previously, uh, which type of policy one should buy. No, common, not we don't go into the specific policy that we will discuss afterwards. But typically, health policy and accident policy and term plan and home policy. So let's talk about health policy first. Health is available for Mediclaim, very commonly said. Whenever the first principle is you have to admit in hospital for 24 hours. It's not designed like that. Anyone who admit in hospital for more than 24 hours, then claim can be paid by the insurance company, provided you pay the premium and whatever the sum assured is there. So there are two types of things. Individually, there's individual policy, then only one person covered, and there is a floater policy, which total family is covered under the same sum assured. So, say for example, a very layman example I can give you. Let's say for example, you take a 5 lakh sum assured policy. Sum assured means 5 lakh rupees till 5 lakh rupees. Insurance company will pay you whatever the bill comes in hospital once you hospitalize and whatever the disease diagnosis and treatment is done. In that also, pre-hospital, post-hospital also available, but we talk afterwards about the riders. So typically, say for example, you have some issue, and there is also two types. One, you get accident, then you admit to the hospital, and plus you have any illness, then also you admit to the hospital. So once you admit in the hospital, you inform the insurance company, your indemnity, and say for example, your bill comes 3 lakh rupees, 4 lakh rupees, and there is a process. I will explain you for hence trying to come. Pre-claim settlement, and then reimbursement also possible, cashless also possible, claimless possible. So when in the eventuality end of the day, you take the policy for yourself to take care of your health in the eventuality of admitting in hospital. These are very layman explain. I'm explaining you. Second comes family floater. Family floater means, say for example, you are buying 5 lakh only, but it is available to all your family members, your wife, one children, two children, three children. So they can be availed the same benefit till 5 lakh rupees.
Okay.
So if your wife is falling ill, she can utilize full 5 lakh rupees in a particular year. As I mentioned to you earlier, non-life insurance is a yearly contract. It's not about life. Life you pay premium year on year till the policy period 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, different of the products. But as far as non-life is concerned, health is concerned, it's a 1 year contract. So you have to renew every year. Every year premium may change. Depends on the claim ratio is little complex, technical. But every time insurance has to give the new premium. You cannot say कि मैंने 20 year भरा है तो 20 year ही होगा. It change. But there's a technical matter. Let's talk about the fundamental things of it. So family floater means you buy the same 5 lakh only, but your family member can avail, right? As many times you want in that particular year till 5 lakh rupees. मतलब let's say example to explain you better way, very for the people who are novice, कि भाई आपकी वाइफ को हॉस्पिटलाइज हुई उसका 2 लाख रुपया गया है फिर something happens to your kid, say some small accident happened and heart broken, again he went to hospital and 1 lakh rupees, so 3 lakh rupees gone, and say for example again some claim come of 3 lakh, then you are only paid 2 lakh rupees. So either you buy family floater or you take individual policy. But mostly nowadays people buy the family floater or family. Except if one family member wants to take very huge amount of sum assured, so they keep separate and they keep separate. So these are health policy typically you buy. Now you ask the question, what should we focus? Nowadays two things happen. One is so many diseases after the obviously understand previously all disease has to be hospitalized. But now with the latest technology and science, so many diseases curable within the 24 hours. Like cataract. Cataract is 4 or 5 years. So then obviously India and government also understand and change the lot of rules. So now there is so many disease which is diagnosed as in that category, which is okay if you don't admit for 24 hours, below 24 hours. Also, so then insurance can valid, they can pay the claim. So some 2024 disease are there available today, which is excluded from these guidelines. A person has to be admitted for the 24 hours in hospital. So first of all, nowadays there are so many companies. So there's two way. Either you take help of expert, any agent, insurance broker, or direct agent, whatever. Online you can search, and you buy the online your own. One is take advice and one is own. I don't do comment because disclaimer, we are brokers, so I'm not here to any promote my company or my insurance, but it's a two way. If you take that route, but you have to understand which type of product you're buying. There is so many products with the insurance company. There is today 30-35 companies of non-life who offer the health product medically. Plus 5-6 companies help standalone health. So nearly 35-40 companies are offering you the health product. So you have to choose. So this depends on you. You want expert advice or okay, you have time and you can search on Google and find out, compare. But typically, let's come about the who take the expert advice. If you say, for example, if you go to broker can do business with all companies. Let me tell you also that difference because people should understand the difference. And agent only doing for the one company is registered with the one company, any non-life company. And but broker can do business across India, do business with all the company prevailing in India and operating in India, life, non-life, health. They are registered and they are licensed to do that. So say typically example, some person tell me कि अच्छा मुझे health लेना है, तो क्या करूँ? So then we ask the question कि आपकी date of birth required, KYC required, if your family float तो the family का भी आपको चाहिए, and then there is always a chart of every company. You can say slab. 18 to 35, 35. Age wise, see, health premium varies from health wise. 5 to 12 to 18, 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55, and so on and so forth. So every company has their own slabs. So there is an example by if you are following 35 years, so the premium is set. So say if you go to expert say कि ये company का ये premium है, ये company का ये premium है, ये company का ये, and they decide premium on their own internal science. There's a lot of science goes into that data. Every company has a different thought process towards the health policy. So थोड़ा बहुत change होता है, मतलब आसमान जमीन का change नहीं होता है, but I think every company has their own, because since last 8 years, the government has free the products, not policy wording, but the rate, whatever you want to charge, you charge. There is no restriction on rates now, premium rates. So previously it was restricted by government. इतना ही आप charge कर सकते हो. So now there is restriction on rate, but restriction on the policy wording, as I mentioned to previously also. More or less the wording should be same. So people don't say कि ये company का अलग wording, ये company का अलग wording. So coming back to the first policy, then you see that then you check the comparison. कि किसका काम है ज़्यादा है, या you take advice कि भी ठीक है, if good product is there, फिर लोग पूछते हैं इसमें अच्छा कौन सा है, तो यूज भी क्लेम प्रोसेस का रेशियो किसका अच्छा है, या गुड विच इज गुड गवर्नेंस कंपनी. So depends on brand. Sometimes brand also play. Obviously, you understand the importance of brand because of working in very prestigious institute. So obviously, brand also play a major role in that. And end of the day, person decide. On that part, previously, as you very rightly you asked one small question, exclusion. In exclusion in Mediclaim, there is a previously it was a restriction of 4 years pre-existing disease. It means, say for example, you have a disease. Due to that, something arise not payable up to 4 years. So if you buy policy today, someone buy policy today, and he has a history of something, and due to that history, if something happen and you hospitalize, you claim giving me the whole year. Like typical example of like cancer or blood pressure or something happen, and you 3 साल से चल रहा है. So you can't say कि you started with the detect the cancer and you buy the policy और hospital हो जाएगी तो मिल जाएगा नहीं, क्योंकि already you have symptoms of pre-existing. So any pre-existing disease has restriction for 4 years. 4 साल तक आपको claim नहीं मिलेगा. ये था पहले. But now, as I mentioned to you, every year company do a lot of innovation and do guidelines. So many companies giving 2 years restriction, 1 year restriction, 2 years, but typically is a 4 years. By normal when they started by giving the product, 4 years by pre-existing disease को claim आपका नहीं होगा. Accident की बात नहीं कर रहा. Accident is accident. But any disease which is diagnosis in which your history with 4 years, but now policies, so many companies are coming out with the 2 years. With 2 साल भी चलेगा. So you take that, you ask the right question कि भी sum assured इतना है, कुछ excess तो नहीं है, तो बोलेगा नहीं, इधर 2000 5000 is the excess. Sometimes pay होता है. And I want to draw one attention. I will take 2 minutes. I think there are a lot of problem going on one thing, room rent. ये सबका कंप्लेन रहता है कि मेरा 5 लाख का है, मैं तो 2 लाख ही यूज किया मैंने. आई स्टे इन रूम रेंट ऑफ 10,000 रुपीज, 15,000, और बिल भी 2 लाख रुपया है, तो 2 लाख मुझे क्यों नहीं मिला? सी द अंडरस्टैंड, आई टू अंडरस्टैंड, ये बहुत साल लगे लोग को समझने के लिए. इट्स अ लॉ कॉल्ड जिक्सा. सो दे ऑल एग्रीड, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, कि जो आपका पैकेज है उसका 1% रूम रेंट इज अलाउड. तो वो जो आपने सम एश्योर्ड दिया है वही हिसाब से आपका क्लेम मिलेगा. Say for example, if you are admitted in hospital, you stay in 10,000 room per day, but your policy is 5 lakh, so 1% is how much? 5,000. So you will get 5,000 only, though it includes आपका 2 लाख अंदर है, 5 लाख का अंदर है. So ये लास्ट 10-15 साल में मेरे पास ये रोज ये किससे आते हैं. अभी obviously with education people understand what do you mean by that. So your package is calculated like that only. आप 5, तो every hospital has a tie up with the insurance company. कि भाई 5,000 के रूम में ये मिलेगा. You choose whatever you choose. उससे मतलब नहीं है. They fix the rate with hospital कि भाई हमारा 5,000 का रूम रेंट का हम आपको दे रहे हैं, तो उसमें ये ऑपरेशन का भी खर्चा वो टाइप से आएगा, फैसिलिटी भी वो हिसाब से आएगा. ये तो एवरीथिंग इज कैलकुलेटेड ऑन दिस 5,000 1% ऑफ इट. सो वो बहुत जानने को जरूरी है. आई थिंक बाय वी आर डूइंग दिस, people should understand कि sum assured 1% is room rate is allowed till now. Okay, again caveat and disclaimer. So many companies are coming on the new products. So then you have to read the guidelines. You the rule वो product का क्या product में क्या क्या available है. Now insurance companies are very free and give a lot of ideas, new thought. But this is by and large I am talking about because we are talking to now the generalized things. पर्टिकुलर अभी कंपनी वो भी आती है नहीं रूम रेंट कुछ नहीं आपका जितना उधर दे देंगे ऐसा भी प्रोडक्ट है बट एंड ऑफ द डे यू टू पे more premium in that but this is normally what happen and what the complaint about the people is कि try to understand it is fixed by the insurance company in IRDA ये पॉलिसी है मतलब इसको मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि लोग ऐसा नहीं समझे कि इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को क्लेम देना नहीं है so I also want to not only wait side of consumer but here we are all stakeholders. We help each other to help you and all people. तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को भी बिना मतलब के अन्याय नहीं होना चाहिए. Always भी ट्राई कि वो क्लेम नहीं मिलेगा, क्लेम देगा नहीं. So there is always they chart out the policy with the betterment of people. कि भाई 1% the room rent is allowed in 5 लाख. Some assured 5. If you 10 लाख का पॉलिसी है तो 10,000 पॉलिसी. तो और वो हिसाब से पूरा आपका पैकेज. So I think that is important समझना है. And lastly, you pay the premium. The process, obviously, the person who is intermediary help you. They take your KYC, form fill up something, and they take the policy and everything. You pay the premium, and I think maximum now to 1 day, 2 days because the online technology is there. So soft policy हो गई है. Because IRDA is also okay. Government of India is also okay with the soft policy. Courts is also okay. So now I think except non-life policy mostly is online or soft policy allowed, except if people want hard policy. So within 1 week maximum, our policy will come to you. You can again, last but not least for this question, one should read. वापिस मैं पहले भी बोला था, आप कुछ भी 20,000 की चीज लेते हो, ये तो उसमें देखते हो, आने के बाद भी प्रोडक्ट देखते हो, हाँ बराबर गारंटी बराबर है, वारंटी बराबर है, 5 मिनट चालू करके टेस्ट करते हो. पॉलिसी भी आएगी इंटरमीडिएट तो अपना काम करेगा बट एंड ऑफ द डे दिस योर मतलब आपके लिए पॉलिसी इंटरमीडिएट की पॉलिसी नहीं है तो ये बात समझो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम पीपल से कि मैंने आपसे लिया आप देखो ठीक है बट एंड ऑफ द है किसके लिए बेनिफिट किसको मिल रहा है बेनिफिट आपको मिल रहा है तो आपका दायित्व है कि उसको 2 मिनट 5 मिनट 10 मिनट देखो ठीक है थोड़ा पढ़ लो नॉट अबाउट दैट स्मॉल लेटर्स एंड ऑल दिस बट एटलीस्ट फॉर 2 पेज उसमें स्टोरी आ जाएगी आपकी यू पीपल आर नाउ अवेयर जो लिखकर बहुत सिंपल लिखते हैं कि भाई आपने बताया बराबर सम एश्योर्ड है आपका नाम आ गया आप लोग के फैमिली का नाम आ गए हैं इतना सम एश्योर्ड है कुछ एक्सक्लूड तो नहीं है कुछ प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है स्मॉल कंडीशन आर देयर forget the contract part the two part contract is a mandatory the different about to come but see the 2 pages which cover the most of the part of the insurance. So I think one should see that.
Thanks for sharing this information, and I'm sure anyone who's looking for a policy will have better knowledge now as to how to go about it. How should a young unmarried professional, a newly married person, a parent, and someone close to retirement think differently about insurance needs?
Yeah, as I mentioned to you, mostly one person, you use the word unmarried, okay, any person, let's start with that. So obviously, 2 products come to my mind, obviously health, individual policy, health तो ले ही सकता है अपना खुद का, कि भाई ठीक है, he's working now, so something happened, तो एक health product, mediclaim बोलो या health product बोलो अपने को, he or she can buy, and also term plan. And there is a myth which I want to explain you maybe in afterwards also in detail. But बात निकाला है आपने तो in term plan people say कि भाई जब मैं 45-50 का होऊंगा तब लूंगा तब मेरे को प्रॉब्लम तब तो आप प्रीमियम ही नहीं भर सकते हो इतना हेवी हो जाएगा so term plan का premium is so cheap when you are young so catch them young so you should buy term plan and mediclaim both at very young age so when your premium start very low तो ऊपर बढ़ेगा नहीं टर्म प्लान का तो बढ़ेगा नहीं आपका हेल्थ बढ़ सकता है क्योंकि दैट इज ईयर टू ईयर डिपेंड्स ऑन दिस बट आपका टर्म प्लान नहीं बढ़ेगा So two products I'm very sure and I think I strongly recommend कि भाई health आपका ले लो and term plan you start early. Your when you get married, then add your wife into that. There is no harm in this. Then you come to the married now, married or family start करेंगे. So obviously your individual health policy to be converted into health floater. You can always say your intermediary, okay now I get married and I am going to be child. तो उसको ऐड कर लो 3 साल के बाद. पहले you can add child from 3 years. Now to zero.
Okay.
There is a policy from newborn baby you can add. So there is a lot of new innovations there in insurance. But person should either listen to the people who are talking to you and take some time to involve because it's a question of your life and death here. So your kids can be included for family floater. That's fine. Plus term plan तो आपका है ही वो चलने दो. You can increase the sum assured maybe after the liability come more. आप 5 साल के बाद फ्लैट लेते हैं ये लेते हैं तो आपका समझो 1 करोड़ का है 50 लाख का है. You can increase the sum assured. But obviously, term plans depend on your income and everything. So you can't wake up on the night and morning and say, "Acha, I want 5 crore sum assured." That is not possible because it depends on your income and everything. And they check and then they give. But you always try to increase this thing. And so obviously, you can try to increase your sum assured for health also. Once you get married, children, you add them into policy. Let's try to take more and more cover. Like I tell you, add-on is available now, very cheap. Add-on means, let me give you, take couple of minutes. Now, whatever your main policy is there, right, then it is an additional cover. Once you exhausted this main cover, then top-up will come into place. So top-up premium is very low in compared to the main. Say for example, you are paying 35,000 or 5 lakh rupees sum assured. 5 lakh का आपका है. So there is a up to 1 CR is currently available. So say for example आपने 25 लाख का top-up लिया. So how it's कैसे काम करेगा बताता हूँ. Say for example you admitted in hospital and आपका bill 7 लाख रुपया आया. So 5 lakh come from your main policy, जो मेडिक्लेम पॉलिसी है, और बाकी का 2 लाख ये तो क्लेम फॉर द अदर एडिशनल जो टॉप अप लिया है वो देगा. तो पहले ये पॉलिसी वाला देगा, बाद में तो बचेगा वो वहां देगा. एंड ऑल्सो इज नॉट नेसेसरी यू बाय फ्रॉम द सेम कंपनी. आपका एक कंपनी का पॉलिसी आपका मेन पॉलिसी है, दूसरे का दूसरा है, एब्सोल्युटली नॉर्मल. So top up is I strongly recommend all people कि आपकी पॉलिसी है, क्योंकि लोग मुझे पूछते हैं मेरी तो है, कितने की है? 5 लाख 7 लाख, that's all. आपको लगता है कि any eventualities 5 साल में होने वाला है? वो खुद ही बोलते हैं नहीं. So today your bill will be 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakhs. So why don't you take the additional 20 lakh, 50 lakh or up to 1 CR? Mostly 1 CR तक है. Some company I last heard some companies come out with the 2 CR, but I still to figure it out कि कौन सी company है क्या है. But 1 CR is common. Up to 1 CR you will get the top up. So depends on your requirement. You feel नहीं 1 करोड़ नहीं चाहिए, 50 चाहिए, 25 चाहिए. So first जो main policy है उसमें आपका claim जाएगा. If is more than that, then the residual the claim will paid by the top up जो इसने आपको दिया है वो देगा. ठीक है. So this is how your health policy, add-on policy बोलो, top-up policy बोलो. Term plan I mentioned to you, you try to take as early as possible. Sometimes people understand कि हम तो अभी छोटा ही कमा रहे हैं, ले लो एक बार. See, habit of buying insurance very much important than buying insurance. Habit हो जाएगा कि young age में आपने छोटा तो ले लिया, तो क्या you can always increase because this is again term plan is a 1-year contract. You can always shift company. यही कंपनी में सम एश्योर्ड बढ़ा दो, बोलो पूछो उसको, दूसरे कंपनी में जा सकते हो आप. बट हैबिट हो जाएगी आपकी तो एज के साथ आपका क्या प्रीमियम बढ़ेगा एंड यू विल बेनिफिटेड. सो इन पर्सन व्हेन यू ग्रो इन लाइफ आल्सो यू चेंज सच टाइप ऑफ सेल्फ हेल्थ हो गया, पहले इंडिविजुअल था, फ्लोटर आ गया, उसके बाद टर्म प्लान आपने लिया, टर्म प्लान का सम एश्योर्ड बढ़ाते जाओ, थोड़े टाइम के बाद आप टॉप अप ले लो. So these are one person typical person should do in his or her life cycle. One side, ठीक है? This is required. Additionally, home insurance and accident लेना हो तो ठीक है, नहीं लेना तो your wish. That is okay. But these two are, I think, every family should have these two. And last, you asked the question about the retirement. Very nice question. Because most of the people are वो लेट जागते हैं, सूर्यवंशी. तो मेरे पास 55 साल के 50 साल के आते हैं, मेरे को टर्म प्लान दे दो. नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज एंट्री लेवल इज 59 60. तो कोई कंपनी देगा ही नहीं आपको कि अभी 60 में होगा तो कौन कैसे देगा. तो एंट्री 60 65 के बाद लोग जागते हैं, दिलवा दो मेरे एंट्री एज एंट्री गया आपका. तो एंट्री एज फॉर द टर्म प्लान इज 60 के बिफोर आप ले लो तो मिल जाएगा. बट आई थिंक लेट मी टेल यू वेरी विथ माय एक्सपीरियंस आफ्टर 50 प्रीमियम इज टू मिल जाएगा, ना नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. बट देन लोडिंग बिकॉज आफ्टर 50 यू हैव समथिंग अदर थिंग्स इन लाइफ, प्रेशर है कुछ भी है, तो प्रीमियम विल इंक्रीज. बट स्टिल इफ यू बाय यू गो है. बट आफ्टर 60 तो मिलेगा ही. तो आई थिंक टर्म प्लान 60 के पहले ले लो. And as you rightly mentioned, the retirement के लिए तो then you have a retirement plan. Only things as mostly retire, whatever the lump sum you received from maybe your company or if you are job in government job, तो obviously one good amount is pension है. Pension नहीं तो gratuity one time आप ले लो, शायद pension इतना नहीं मिले. You take one time, and there is a very good pension plans available in company, which give you good interest and 7 to 8%. And monthly, and then you can choose you want monthly, quarterly, half yearly or yearly. So you buy the product and it's called annuity. So say for example you have 50 lakhs, तो आपने annuity में डाल दिए 50 लाख का annuity ले लो. And most of the company doing annuity. You check with कौन अच्छा देता है. Say for example so many good companies are giving good amount of return. And then you choose कि monthly लेना है, quarterly लेना है, मुझे yearly काम है. You can inform the intermediary, he will do it. And that perpetual, वो तो perpetual है. Annuity ले लिया, आपका चल रहा है 10 साल 20 साल 25 साल. And after the retirement, like in the eventuality, say for example husband die, so whatever the policy close and the money gives to the widow, wife of the deceased. So it's very normal. But then after retirement, there's only one plan, which you buy annuity because you can't do anything much. So these for only income. So, moral of the story of this question is you buy when you're young. Not that why don't I require because I'm young.
Thanks for this information share, and I'm sure our viewers, a cross section of society, will take this into consideration when they are thinking about going for an insurance. There's something called riders. Riders sound attractive because they add extra benefit, but they can also confuse first-time buyers. Which riders are genuinely useful and which are the ones people should evaluate before adding on? Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, good question. See, there are so many riders. Previous time there is not much many riders available, but now as the disease going increase, various type of disease are anticipated, and the very young age, I think lot of disease पहले like heart attack 60 के बाद ही आता था. अभी now we heard yesterday I heard the news that 18 years girl get heart attack and die. So I think in the last 10 years a lot of changes has been done in that disease and the way it diagnoses and how is treatment. So that's why a lot of riders come into effect. But so riders are good. I'm not telling it's not good. But one should understand which rider is good for him or her. So my advice is the people is when you buy the product, first take a vanilla product and then ask for the riders what is available. If you have time, read the rider and understand and ask the question कि इसका मेरे को फायदा क्या है. ठीक है. If you are in hurry, very fast बोला नहीं, थोड़ा confusing है, मुझे टाइम चाहिए, relax, no worry. Buy that basic product. Ask the intermediary to भाई मेरे को ना शांति से ये सब डिटेल में भेज देना. So take that with the Google help. Technology is there and you find a lot of information on net also. Plus on profile of the or pamphlet of the company, insurance company. On insurance company online also on the website, this riders has been explained So relax and go through, do your study at your time. Also talk to your friends or maybe some doctor. Okay, should I buy this? If I have something, should I buy this rider? So maybe you can add this rider next year. So as I mentioned to you, every year is a contract. Every year to renew. So that time you can always say कि भाई मेरे को ये rider दे दो. अभी if you are not very sure about this year, if you are hurry भाई लेना ही है छोड़ो अभी मेरे को बहुत समझ में नहीं आता है, तो आप उसको स्किप करके बाद में राइडर ऐड कर ही सकते हो नेक्स्ट ईयर पॉलिसी में. और नहीं तो वॉट एवर द राइडर यू कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चन और राइडर में से यू कैन चूज और यू कैन ट्राई टू टेक एडवाइस ऑफ एक्सपर्ट. से फॉर एग्जांपल इफ ऐसे कि भाई मेरे को शायद ब्लड प्रेशर का इश्यू है या मेरी हेरिडिटरी में हार्ट अटैक का कुछ इश्यू है या मेरे फैमिली में कैंसर का हिस्ट्री है, सो विच राइडर शुड आई टेक? So then you take an advice and take that rider. So rider will help you because rider is pinpointing that disease and your cover is more. It's to also there is also critical illness policy, separate policy. So in that also there is so many critical illnesses there like blood pressure and cancer and other things, brain related issues. In that if you buy that 8 disease, 16 and 32 disease is covered. So sometimes you can also buy if you have strong history of some disease. You know, so many times hereditary diseases are there and people fear about that. कि भाई ये मेरे दादा को, father, mother को ये family history में है. So then you can buy for the critical illness also. That is a separate product available. But talk to your advisor or broker or take expert advice. क्या है क्या नहीं है, because unnecessary for buying a paper which is not related to you और फिर end of the day आप ही फिर वो you abuse the अरे मेरे पैसे ले लिए. So I think if you really want to take something which is your benefit, then give some time. Again, I have to repeat for riders also spend your time with your expert advisor or your friend. Okay, उससे पूछ लो कि भाई कौन सा राइडर मेरे लिए अच्छा है, ये डॉक्टर को पूछ लो. Whatever the advice and then you can go for it.
You demystified the clause at riders and you have explained as to how is it and how we should be navigating the field so that we pick up the right riders that will help us in the eventual journey. Thanks for sharing that. What we find is that many buyers focus only on the premium amount, but the real danger often lies in exclusions, waiting periods, and conditions written in small print. What should viewers look out before signing out for an insurance policy?
As I mentioned to you before also, mostly we see all have a tendency to save money. I don't blame one. We all कि भाई सस्ता कहाँ मिलेगा, you know. So जहाँ सस्ता मिलता है वो हम लेंगे. ठीक है. Let's see. There is no harm in that because as government also free the rates because not now every company has a right to give whatever the rates of products. Before 10 years it was not that, but as I mentioned to you before also, now every company is free to rate their products. क्या लेना है premium, क्या नहीं लेना है. The company can decide on their internal dynamics. But having said that, only one thing which I want to give advice to the people, and you very rightly ask the question of fine print. Excess तो नहीं. Excess means I know these words are like थोड़ा समझना पड़ेगा. Excess means कि भाई जब क्लेम आएगा तब इतना पैसा नहीं दिया जाएगा. तो say for example you are saving प्रीमियम में 2000 रुपया या 1000 रुपया सेव कर रहे हो मान लो और आपका एक्सेस 10,000 रुपया है तो क्लेम है तो 10,000 के बाद आपको मिलेगा पैसा. 2 लाख का क्लेम तो 190 मिलेगा, 10 नहीं मिलेगा. एक्सेस है 10,000. So which is good. तो ये आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि भाई merely saving 1,000 rupees premium a year or 2,000 rupees a year. अभी आप कोई प्रोडक्ट ऐसा ले रहे हो जो अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है और सब अच्छे ही है बट क्लोज, इसमें एक्सेस कुछ नहीं है, इसमें एक्सेस 10,000 रुपया. So depends person choice. But mostly I advise कि भाई rather than go for the premium saving, see what is benefited to you. End of the day which is it's like tailor products. हम लोग जाते हैं टेलर तो माय शर्ट इज नॉट फिट टू यू, यू गो टू टेलर नो. और इफ रेडीमेड भी लेने जाते हैं तो भी ट्रायल रूम में जाते हैं. सेम वे every product is whatever the products are available in the market, one has to understand कि what is my need, who I am, मेरे को कुछ मतलब health wise I'm talking about health wise कि भाई and what I'm looking for. I'm talking for my generation, my children, wife को कैसे कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, डिसीज है, तो कैसे उसको कवर करें. और say for example sometimes this happens. I think one also terminology called copay. So people told me कि अरे हम तो पैसा मतलब who are well versed, well to do है, बोला हम पैसा दे देंगे कोपे का प्रीमियम कटा. फिर वो बोलते कि 5 लाख का हुआ 20% कोपे चलेगा मुझे, आई विल पे द 20% ऑफ द बिल. Insurance company has to pay the 80%, rest of it. Premium is little less. So it's very famous saying in whole world, I think, no lunch is free.
No, yes, please.
So nothing is free, but यहाँ से अपनी हिंदी में भी कहावत है, यहाँ से कान पकड़ो, यहाँ से कान पकड़ो, सेम है. So say for example, एक premium is little less किसका है तो किस पे कोई क्लोज आपको वहाँ देख को पे कर दो, या रूम रेंट आपको इतना ही पड़ेगा, या ये नहीं देंगे. छोटा मोटा होता है यहाँ. Depends on your personal needs. Person has to decide. But most of the also I want to demystify the idea कि भाई previously it was there कि भाई ये नाम नहीं लूंगा, ये ब्रांडेड कंपनी देगी तो अच्छा है, ये नहीं देगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Because any license given by the IRDA is a responsibility of IRDA to judge them, and total compliance will be done by the insurance company. All the whatever the dimension, whatever the rules, regulations, they have to follow. So unknown आदमी मतलब you don't know that company and you know the name, brand name is available in banks का insurance company है या जो भी है, वो अच्छा दे देगा या नहीं देगा. Let's try to avoid that thought process. It's not like that. So because every company wants to grow, and every company wants to grow, they have to take care of people end of the day. So it's all about the right questions, right ideas, and most of the time the difference is not much of that company, but the sum, if you feel that this benefit is good for me, then pay. So I advise all ki, again I repeat, I think every now and then question, spend some time with your policy also, so then you understand what is good for me. ऐसे ही कंपेयर करने का फायदा नहीं. आप मेरे को बोले 5 रुपए कम है तो मैं उस पे जाऊंगा, बट हैव यू गॉन थ्रू द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ बोथ? सेम लग रहा है, ओके, देन यू गो फॉर चीपर. नो, बट मियरली बाय चीपर, लाइक हाउ वी गो नॉर्मली भी करते हैं भाई, हमको बहुत बड़े प्रोडक्ट आइडेंटिकल है, उसमें हम सिर्फ चीप जो होता है वही लेते हैं. बट हियर थोड़ा रुको, थोड़ा सोच लो, आपको लगता है कि मोर और लेस दोनों सेम है, देन नो डाउट यू कैन गो फॉर which is lowest premium.
So you're saying you need to compare policies, spend some time on the policies, and then customize it according to your respective needs. That's a nice way to put it. Thank you. Claim settlement ratio is often quoted in advertisements and comparisons. How important is it really, and what should people check about an insurance before trusting them?
I think you asked very loaded and a very you can say complex question. Obviously, it's we are not here to understand because it's all done by the insurance companies. So I am not privy to any how methodology they come out. But normal methodology is very simple. Normal, if you go by the books, like how they told us. Because end of the day, we also stakeholders and part of the whole ecosystem as an intermediary. So whatever the claims comes and how much they pass over the period of time, then they declare 90%, 95, 99. So most of the time the company says compete with the 94.5 हमारा है, 99 है. So what we understand is like 100 आया, आपने 94 केस पास किया, उसको हम 95% बोलते हैं. But still I don't want to comment because how the methodology is too complex. Because आया और पास किया आपको बोलेंगे, या पेंडिंग है उसको भी you calculate. How we that every company has a different ideas. But okay, if you say a normal as a layman understand, they declare, plus IRDA also declared because it's a compulsory. So every company has to give their data to the insurance company, to IRDA. So insurance company by default also they announce every year or every quarterly in their website or normal anywhere. Plus IRDA also officially announce the claim settlement ratio at the end of the year, and lot of plus they also publish in the journal. This is a ratio, this is a premium, this then, which is come out every month. So claim that keep coming to us. But that I think is not very actual way of looking the company. मतलब कंपनी को जज नहीं कर सकते उस पे कि भाई 90% होगा, 98% हो, 95, तो यू कांट से कि 98% जो क्लेम सेटल करती है वो अच्छी है या वो ठीक है, मतलब बिकॉज वी डोंट नो द मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ दैट वे ऑफ परफॉर्म. तो बट मोस्टली बाय एंड लार्ज आई थिंक 95 के ऊपर तो सबका है. So you can safely say कि भाई more or less they are doing right job over the period of time. Not more complaints come. That I can add that before 10 years and my 20 years experience, the way the complaint came is reduced to zero up till now of claim amount. Maybe other में भी right हुआ नहीं हुआ अलग बात है, क्लेम अमाउंट में जो झगड़ा कंप्लेन आता था कि हम तो 5 लाख का किया था, 2 लाख ही मिला, 3 लाख ही मिला, ड्यू टू दिस लॉट ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन गैप, दैट इज मोर और लेस गॉन. सो पीपल अंडरस्टैंड, हम एक दूसरे को ज्यादा जानना शुरू कर दिया है, इंटरमीडियरी, क्लाइंट, कस्टमर, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, सो वी नो ईच अदर well. So hopefully in next time to come we help each other to grow, and end of the day we try to take care of the protect the people of India.
So then it's nice that we are reached a stage wherein the claim settlement is in the high 90s, and let us hope as we go forward the percentage increases to 97, 98, 99 or even more.
Yeah.
In this session we moved from awareness to action, from knowing that insurance matters to knowing as to how to choose it wisely. Because the right policy is not the one that looks attractive on paper, it is the one that fits your life, your responsibilities, and your family's future. This is KV Premraj signing off for now. Do join in our next episode where we will discuss the real test of insurance. Until then, stay informed, choose wisely, and goodbye.